Oh, hey, Ken. Ken, I'm doing a live broadcast. Chris, the dog keeps... Oh, God, now the dog's throwing up. Okay, welcome to day 2 in self-isolation with the Robbins family. How are you? Oh, okay. The dog just threw up, and so everyone's... Now Chris is telling me what to say. So, welcome. My name is Mel Robbins. I am the best-selling author of The 5-Second Rule. I am also the host of the daytime talk show, The Mel Robbins Show, which, like so many of the things going on in your life, the season 1 was canceled due to the coronavirus on Wednesday of last week. We have stopped down production. I am now home outside of Boston with my husband and 2 of our kids. Our third is coming home today because her college, Boston College, has been closed for the rest of the year. And like you, my family is swirling in the uncertainty, the collective anxiety, the sorrow, the anger, the unexpected and discombobulating nature of what's going on. And so I thought that given the fact that my work is all about helping you move through crisis, helping you change your mindset, helping you develop the confidence and courage to be your best self, I thought this is a really unique moment in time. And since I do not have a daytime syndicated talk show in production, let's just move the show online. And let's just show up every single day at noon. And I mean every single day. And let's build a global community where we get together every single day at noon Eastern as a way to check in, as a way to support each other, and as a way to help you and your loved ones stay grounded, stay in control of what you can control, stay optimistic because this will pass. It absolutely will pass. And to help you use this time, because the time is coming, it's here, and to use this time as an opportunity for growth, whether that's growth for yourself personally, or growth with your loved ones, or growth because you're going to take the 2 to 3 to 4 weeks that your life is going to be changed in terms of your day-to-day routines, and use it as an opportunity to practice self-compassion. Use it as an opportunity to get more deeply connected to yourself, using it as an opportunity to have some very meaningful time with people that you care about, and to use it as an opportunity to work on things that you typically don't have time to work on, whether that's personal development or creative projects, because normally you're racing around going to work and everything else. Hey, could you do me a favor? Could you turn down that light a little bit? It's blinding me. Yeah, let's see if we can get the reflection. Yeah, that's way better. Thank you. Thank you. So why don't you tell us where you're tuning in from around the world? And what I want to know is what is it that you're dealing with right now? What is the biggest challenge that you're dealing with? For me, what I'm dealing with today is I can think of 2 challenges, and then I'm going to give you a piece of advice. Actually, let me flip that. Let me give you the piece of advice that I'm going to talk about today. And this comes from my executive producer. So Mindy Borman is the executive producer of my television show, The Mel Robbins Show. She has become one of my closest friends on the planet. She is an incredibly wise woman. I am so lucky to have gotten to work with her on The Mel Robbins Show, and we will be launching an incredible venture together. But this is our first thing. We're doing the show at noon every day. But Mindy said something to me last week that I thought was really interesting. What she said is, we need to stop asking questions, and we need to be a leader in our own life, and we need to make decisions that support our family, that support our safety, and that support the things that we care about. And this all started to go down when we were still taping last week, and Mindy made the decision to get rid of audiences. And there were tons of phone calls back and forth with our production company and with various people about should we get rid of audiences? Should we not get rid of audiences? What are we doing? What are we not doing? Lots of questioning. I'm sure you're questioning right now. Do you know one of the biggest things that everybody's questioning right now, at least in my friend group, because I've got a 21-year-old who's a junior in college, a 19-year-old who's a freshman in college, and a soon-to-be 15-year-old, is everybody's been relating to self-isolation like it's some big snow day. It's not. And so what everybody is asking each other in my friend group right now is the kids that are coming home from college, the kids that are home from high school, the kids that are home from middle school, should they be allowed to get together? Should they be on play dates right now? And here's the thing. First of all, I think absolutely not, because self-isolation means you're protecting yourself and your family from all the people out there who you don't know who they've come in contact with. If these kids have come home on airplanes, if they've been on school buses, most of these kids don't have any symptoms. Self-isolation means you isolate yourself with your family. And so to me, the decision needs to be made, because you can spend the next week questioning whether or not you should get a haircut, questioning whether or not you should let your friends come over, questioning whether or not you should get together with the neighbors. And what really needs to happen right now is you need to be able to make decisions that support you and your family. Because when you start making decisions, you move out of thinking and ruminating and stressing and feeling analysis paralysis. And the second you make a decision, sorry, kids, you're going to hate this, but no friends are coming over for 2 weeks, because that's what the leading epidemiologists say. And as a family, we need to isolate. And if we isolate for a week and then we let a friend come in who's flown here from Texas because that's where they go to college, who knows what they were exposed to on that plane? That's the point of isolation. Now, am I excited for the blowback when our kids are basically told you're stuck with mom and dad for 2 weeks? Nope, not excited for that at all. But in this moment in time, you really need to be making decisions, because that's where the power is going to come. And the other thing is that your kids are going to be looking to you for certainty. And so here's the scope in which I am making decisions with my husband. What do we need to do as a family in order to keep ourselves safe? And what do we need to do as a family in order to keep ourselves positive? And what do we need to do as a family in order to change our routine every day to something new, since we are in a very new and a very temporary moment of time, where a new routine to the day helps all 5 of us in our family seize the opportunity that these next 2 to 3 weeks are. Because here's the other thing that I know. There's not a single challenge that you've faced in your life that hasn't made you a stronger and better person. And there is no doubt that this is a challenging moment in time. Even if you're not in a hot spot, even if you're not in a country that is not quite in a lockdown yet, this is going to be a challenging time globally. If you listen to the experts, it's coming. And so on yesterday's broadcast, what I talked about are the 3 things that I want you to focus on. So I'm going to repeat them. And then I want you to write in the comments, where do you need to make a decision? Where are you questioning? And questioning what to do is causing you a lot of anxiety. And what decision are you going to make in order to make a decision and take control of something that you're worried about? Where you're going to make a decision even though you know that your family members aren't going to like it. You're going to make a decision even though it means that you are maybe admitting to yourself, Jesus, this is serious. I guess I better stock up on some food. I haven't wanted to admit that. My parents are down in Florida right now. They're making a decision to go back to Michigan. They're not sick, but they have been worried about what happens. What happens if one of us gets sick and we're down here vacationing until May? Forget it. We want to be back home where our community is and where we know the hospital and where we feel safer. So instead of thinking about it, ruminating about it, they're making a decision. I want you to tell me, what decision are you going to make today instead of questioning? And Let's see, I'm going to my friend's house because it makes me feel bad saying no. Well, if that's a decision that you need to make, and I see all these people saying the shelves are already empty, then maybe what you need to do is ask for some help. One of the interesting things, and we're going to send out a newsletter early this week with some links to free tools that you can use, is writing notes to your neighbors and building an email and a cell phone list. These are things that you can do. Another decision that you can do, just stay home. Another decision that you can do is, you could talk to your boss about what your comfort level is. If you don't have the kind of job where you can work remotely and you need to go to work, maybe now is the time to start reaching out for help in terms of childcare. But what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to sit and question. I don't want you to sit and ruminate. I don't want you to stay stuck thinking, because that's going to make the fear worse. So today's piece of advice is stop asking questions and start making decisions. Okay? And I want you to tell me, what are you going to do? I see that somebody canceled their trip to Hawaii. I see that somebody has asked a neighbor for support to go and do the shopping for them. I see that somebody is finding it boring at home. You're right. It is boring at home if that's the attitude you bring to it. I think being at home for 2 to 3 weeks and slowing down is a huge opportunity. And that's why it's so important for you to work on your mindset. I see that somebody's canceled their wedding. I see that somebody has decided to get to Australia instead of staying in Thailand. Somebody is arranging to work from home. Somebody is using the time to take webinars, to listen to audiobooks. I see somebody is sending supplies to their parents. I think that this is an opportunity. I see somebody else has canceled their wedding. I see somebody slowing down. I see somebody that has decided to put things on pause and to start to work on projects around the house. Yes, you can get through this. And you're going to get through this if we stay connected. Okay? And you're going to get through this if you ask for help if you need it. And you're going to get through this if you keep your mindset positive, if you keep reminding yourself that you're okay, and if you come at this from a place of being centered from your heart and centered from your kindness and centered from your spirit. I see people starting to paint. I see people doing cello lessons over FaceTime. I see people working out in a home gym. I see people working on house projects. I see people doing self-care, catching up on reading. This is going to pass. And the faster that you make decisions that are keeping you and your family safe, the faster that it will pass for you. I'm staying put in Germany. I'm not going to India. I love this, you guys. And so you're going to watch me every day at noon. That's right. Because what I'm going to do is I am going to come live. Yep. Are you going to come in? I want you to come in and talk. Okay, I'll come. So I have my 14-year-old son here, Oakley Robbins. I think, let's make sure. Oak's coming in.
It smells so bad.
That might be my breath. Okay. Oakley just said it smells so bad in here. Okay, sit down, bud. So what I want to know, bud, is this is Oakley, everybody.
Hi,
this is our soon-to-be 15-year-old son, who's now taller than me, which is devastating. So what are you thinking about this whole thing?
I mean, personally, as a kid, I'm really excited. Just because, I don't want to go to school. And, I mean, our teachers gave us an extra week of break, so now I have 3 weeks of break. And then I'm going to have online classes. So it's really just, for the kid point of view, it's really, sick. And, I mean, yeah, it's kind of annoying that I can't hang out with my friends. But, personally, I'm okay with that.
Okay. And you guys FaceTime and play video games anyway,
yeah.
And you're going to see your friends on video chat when your classes started anyway.
Yeah.
So I think for this generation, it's not as much as a disruption because they're so used to FaceTiming their friends and being online with video games and Snapchatting and TikToking. I think for us, we could borrow some of that. So last night, here's an idea to steal. You ready? Last night, my executive producer, Mindy Borman, who I was just mentioning, gave me the advice, stop asking questions, stop ruminating, stop panicking, stop worrying, start making decisions, everybody. Decisions is where the power lies. Don't worry. You don't know if the government's prepared, but you can prepare yourself by making decisions that support you. You got it? Good. Here's the other thing, is I think we can borrow from these kids. So last night I got a text from Mindy, my executive producer of the Mel Robbins show, and she's like, how about we get on FaceTime and you and Chris and Arthur and I have a cocktail together? That's exactly what we did. We literally sat on FaceTime. I'll post it on the stories. And while they were in their living room sequestered outside of New York City, and we were in our living room here in self-imposed isolation outside of Boston, we hung out for half an hour online. And I thought, why the hell have we not done this with our friends all over the country before? I mean, literally. So this is what you can start to do. You can start to make decisions. What do you think... what advice do you have for parents whose kids don't really get why this is so serious? Do you get why this is serious?
Yeah.
Why is this serious?
Just because this could wipe out like 30 million people, which is a lot of people. Actually, it could probably wipe out more. I just think it's very serious because of the people who's like... I know a lot about this because of my parents, and they keep telling me, and it's kind of sad, but... It's very sad.
Are you happy to know facts, or do you wish we just said shut up and go play video games and listen to us? Or do you actually
I'm actually like knowing that I know about it, because it's very scary to know how quick it can spread just by touching my mom's hand, and then by accidentally touching my mouth, and I have the coronavirus, which is terrifying. And I mean, for kids, they're not really going to get infected, but they're able to pass the virus everywhere. And I don't really want to be someone who could give the virus to someone I care about. So it's just nice to know that I'm staying inside for a good reason, and like, yeah, I can play games, and yeah, I'm like, fine, but it's just nice to know that I won't be spreading it, and it's nice to know that I'm fine.
Well, and I think the other thing that I was really worried about is I was really worried about the fact when I realized, oh my God, social isolation means you isolate with your family, and it means I got to tell these kids who are already so upset that college just ended like that. And I feel terrible for all the high school seniors, all of the college seniors, all of the people who had weddings planned, all of the folks who, frankly, have died and they can't even have a funeral right now. It's a tremendous loss. It is. And it's so abrupt and so discombobulating that you have to understand that even though this is an unprecedented time, you are mourning the loss of something. And you got to have some compassion for that. But what's also important is that you hold the space right now for yourself, given what we're dealing with. And so you got to be able to have the room to let your kids be upset and angry and not understand and think it's stupid that this virus is disrupting everybody's lives, and also educate them that this is about not individual risk. It's really about making sure healthcare institutions and the economy is protected, that it's the systematic risks, and it's everybody's grandparents. And so, you know, if Mouse and GB were here, I would not let them see you for 2 weeks, because I would not want you or me to infect them. And if JJ were here, I would not let you see her, because I would not want you to infect her. And so this is also about protecting everybody's grandparents. It's like a gigantic collective act of service for our fellow human being. What do you think? But I am also bracing for our daughter coming home tonight, because she's really upset about college being over. And I know so many of you are feeling the same way and have kids that are coming home, and you're bracing not only for COVID-19, but maybe, you know, Kendall 19 and Sawyer 21 and Oakley 14. But what else do you want to say? Because I feel like you're such a wise kid. Like, what are other kids saying? Like, because I know you guys are I know you guys think it's stupid.
Oh,
what are kids saying?
None of us think it's stupid. I mean, everyone that I've been talking to, they're like, yeah, another week of break. A lot of people are kind of upset that they can't see their friends, though. That's definitely there. Like, all my friends are very annoyed about that.
Okay. What else do we parents need to know about the way that kids are processing this? Are you afraid? Do you go, like, doomsday? Or
well, I mean, like, when I was traveling home from Utah in the airport, I was, like, terrified. Because I, like, walked on the plane and I saw a guy with, like, the mask on. And I was like, oh, my God.
Yep.
And I was like, I don't want to get infected. So, I mean, when I'm at home, I feel very safe and I feel very comfortable. Because, like, if my mom has the coronavirus, I know, and I can, like, stay away from her. And
I don't. I don't have any symptoms.
She doesn't.
But I'm assuming I'm going to get it. Because you know what I think? I kind of think, well, how the hell could I not? I've been hosting a daytime talk show in New York City with live audiences for months, since September. And certainly when this outbreak happened, we didn't cancel the live audiences until Monday. And now there's been 4 CBS News employees, which is where our daytime talk show is filmed, that have tested positive. And so I think chances are I probably have it. I don't even know. So the way that I deal with uncertainty, you guys, is that I just don't live in the uncertainty. I assume that the thing that I am afraid of is going to happen, and then I just plan accordingly, which means I am making our family isolate. I am not being as affectionate as I normally am. I have not stockpiled like a selfish freak, but we have enough stuff to get us through a couple weeks. And that's all I can do. And in the meantime, planning and making decisions is the best thing you can do for your anxiety, everybody. What decision do you need to make? That's what we're talking about today. What decision do you need to make? Do you need to bring your kid home from wherever they are? Do you need to get yourself out to the store and admit that this is an issue? Do you need to talk to your kids? Because one of the things that you just helped me with is I've been dreading being in a isolation situation with our teenagers in particular, who are going to be stir crazy. But what I just realized is that when you as the adult make decisions, it creates tremendous security for your kids. Because regardless of what they say, they're probably using words like, this is so stupid, it's so dumb, why are we doing this? It's ruining everything. But your decision making is going to give your kids certainty. Because if they see you taking steps to protect the family and explaining why, and if they see you being firm in your decisions, and if they see you taking the lead in creating a new routine at home these next 2 to 3 weeks, it's going to give your kids the certainty that they need, because they're getting just as much. You guys, I'm sure, are getting bombarded. Is this thing all over TikTok?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's more like jokes on TikTok, but yeah, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
And so, what are things that you think parents can do to do? Because I think you need to talk to your kids, because it's everywhere.
Definitely, what I think the parents should do is inform their kids about what this actually is, because they're definitely getting like a different perspective of it on all social media.
What's the perspective that kids are getting about this on social media?
I mean, like, there are a lot of, like, I follow just, like, meme accounts, and there are a lot of, like, photos where it's like, oh, COVID-19's in toilet paper now. And, like, it's just, like, I don't really understand that, but it's more like using it to make a joke out of something. Like, TikTok is putting like, COVID warning 19 warnings on videos if it's mentioned. So, like, if there's, like, a mention of it in a video, at the bottom of the screen, they'll say, like, if you have COVID-19, contact your doctor. And people are, like, using that where it's, like, if TikTok puts the COVID-19 warning on this.
Is that because they're trying to stop the spread of misinformation?
No, they just want to be funny.
Oh.
People are just trying to use it to be, like, funny.
Gotcha.
I mean, I think the best thing the parent can do is inform their kid about what it actually is, but... What
do you think it is?
Just a virus that's very easily infecting people, and it goes straight to your lungs and makes it harder to breathe. So that's why it's killing the elderly, because their lungs are basically failing right now. But I think the best thing a parent could do for the kid is to inform them what it is, but not to the point where it's terrifying.
Have I terrified you?
A little bit. Well, I mean, like, every day when we were in Utah, we'd get a call from my mom, and she'd literally just, like, start going off about what was new with the coronavirus. And I mean, you can't really hide from that, but just let them know what it is so they can understand that this is actually a really big deal. But don't scare them to the point where they don't even want to leave their room.
Right. How do you do that?
How do you inform them?
Well, so, because here's the thing, guys. I'll admit, if you're kind of in a hot spot right now, I feel like here in Boston, we're about 4 days ahead of where my parents are in the Panhandle. And that you got to be urgent and clear about what your concerns are as you're making decisions. And also hold space for patience, because there's a lot of people in the United States right now that are not in a, oh my God, Sean T. How do I let Sean T come on?
What?
I want Sean T. Sean, I just saw Sean T. Sean T, why don't you send me a request and let's talk to Sean T. Is he in a place? Sean, are you in a place where you could actually talk to me? That would be incredible. Although I don't know. You know what, Sean? Sean T, I just swallowed wrong. I swear to God, that was not a cough with a fever. Sean T, I'm going to reach out to you because I think you and I are going to get together and do a COVID-19. I see Carrie Lorenz on here. Carrie, we're going to bring you back on to talk about span of control. Let me see. Sean, I'm using a platform that I don't know if I can bring you on all of it. So we're going to work all this out, because one of the things I want to do, and this is why I want you to tell your friends that we're going to be doing this broadcast every single day. We're going to build a global community of inspirers and of you and your friends. And we're going to come together every single day at noon. And we're going to be doing a bunch of really cool things. We're going to use this as a place to come together because we're better together. We're going to use this as a place where we can get the tools and the tips that we need to be informed about the facts and about small things that you can do. Like last night, go and have a FaceTime cocktail with your best friend or cup of tea with your best friend, since you guys can't get together in person. We're going to be bringing on people like Sean T, like Carrie Lorenz, to talk to you and give you really inspiring advice about how to stay calm, grounded, in control, and to really flip this into, how do you make this an opportunity? Obviously, if you have a loved one that is on a respirator, it's terrifying. But I want to tell you something. You getting yourself worked into a frenzy, that is not going to help. You getting yourself panicked, that's not going to help. You getting yourself at a moment where you are so stressed that your own immune system lowers, that's not going to help. And so I want you to take this moment to make decisions. That's what today's all about. Stop asking questions and ruminating and freaking out and making decisions. I see somebody asking me if they should go to the gym. How the hell do I know? Don't ask me. I think you got to decide whether or not you need to go to the gym. And you got to decide what precautions are you going to take to wipe down all that equipment and stay away from people that are at the gym. And you got to ask yourself, could you just stream one of Sean T's 5-minute workouts instead and get out on your deck or get out on your front yard or go into your kitchen? That's what I'm going to do. My yoga studio has started streaming classes. I'm just going to roll out a mat and do a home practice for the first. Sorry, I didn't mean to. And so you got to make decisions, you guys. But I want you to tag everybody that you know and share this with them, because we are on a mission to build a global community right now of people that get together to support each other. If you are somebody who is in an area where there is no food left, you know what I would do? I would reach out to your neighbors and your friends. And I would see if somebody has stockpiled and if they're willing to share. And I think that's what you could do. What advice do you have for kids? Because you have been so wise.
What do you mean for? I mean,
how about listen to your parents?
Listen, yes, definitely listen to your parents.
Yeah.
Like, that is the number one thing you can do. Also,
how about not be a jerk?
Yeah. Don't be a jerk. Just listen to your parents. If they tell you to do something, you should do it because they're trying to do what's best for you. But also, I mean, you can take this opportunity to FaceTime your friends all the time.
What are you going to, like, if you had 3 weeks at home, you're stuck with me.
Yeah, I do have 3 weeks at home right now, but I mean.
What project are you going to take on? I'm going to work on making this live stream show at noon every day the most amazing thing in the planet, and something that you look forward to and love watching every day, because it acts as a lifeline. It acts as a burst of positivity. It reminds you of who you are, and the fact that you literally, human beings have survived shit since the beginning of time. We will get through this. And so I'm going to remind you every day that you got it within you to not only survive this, but to come out of it stronger and more centered and more connected to yourself and to everybody around you. So what are you going to take on?
I mean, I think my number one goal is to try not to get, like, frustrated with you.
Oh, really?
When you're telling me what to do. Just because I'm going to be with you for 3 weeks, and, like, normally I have, like, 7 hours of school, which is a nice way to, like, get away from you guys.
Well, you're going to have 7 hours of school because your classes are going to be online.
They're going to be online, but that's in 2 weeks from now.
Okay. So not being frustrated with me, that is an okay goal. But what's a goal for you that, boy, if you go back to classes at the end of April and you look back and you're like, oh, whoa, I wrote 4 songs, or I got better at the piano,
that kind of, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this is a moment. Do you know?
I mean, yeah, definitely.
There are all these things, like Shakespeare wrote some of his most famous works during, I guess, this plague. And I guess a bunch of famous scientists figured out all of this amazing stuff when there was I don't have the facts straight, so I shouldn't be quoting them, but go ahead.
I'm just going to try and get better at piano with this time then. I mean, I'm definitely going to use this time to, like, sleep in, talk to my friends, stay up late, because that's what a kid wants to do, and I'll probably take the time to do that. But I'm definitely going to try and work on my piano skills.
Piano skills?
Piano skills.
Okay. Is there a particular song you want to learn?
I don't know.
No? Okay.
Not that I know of yet.
I'm hoping your sister Kendall, who's at the Thornton
music school
at USC studying pop music, I hope she takes this time to write some songs.
Yeah.
She's really sad right now because they got 24 hours notice to pack up and leave, and so...
I'm also going to try and take the time to make them feel better.
Who?
Kendall and Sawyer, because they're obviously upset. So...
You're an awesome
I don't know
kid.
how I'm going to do that yet, but I'll figure it out.
Well, those are some decisions that give you a sense of control.
And also, have fun on my birthday.
Oh my God, that's right. His birthday is going to be in self-isolation with his family. How about we go live and have a global birthday party for you?
All right.
Should we do that?
Okay.
St. Patrick's Day, people. Oakley's birthday. Oh, good. We've got somebody learning the guitar.
Ooh.
You know, this is a moment for you to get innovative. And I will spend time on some of the live streams talking to small business owners because it's a terrifying moment in time. And you've gonna have to innovate. You're gonna have to figure out if there's something that you can offer online. You're gonna have to figure if you can deliver things. You're going to have to make the tough call sooner rather than later to furlough people or to shut down instead of burning through cash. And that's what I'm talking about when I say stop asking questions and start making decisions. So when people are saying, hey, let's get the kids together for a play date, yeah, no, thank you. Not for 2 weeks. One of the things that we're going to be doing as a family is we've been walking every day in the woods, and I see a lot of families out in the woods, and we just kind of give all the other groups a wide berth. But I'm here to act as a lifeline. I'm here to keep you positive and grounded. I'm here to keep sharing ideas like focusing on things you can do. So, for example, I just saw somebody say that they own a restaurant and it's getting scary. I have an idea. Have you thought about writing a Facebook post and talking about how you're offering free delivery to people that are in isolation and elderly because a lot of people don't have the groceries that they need? But maybe one way to have your restaurant survive this is move down to a skeletal crew and move toward a model where you're delivering meals to people and you're waiving the delivery fee. I don't know, just an idea. But anyway, that's it. Is there anything else you want to say?
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. You wash your... Chris, do you have anything you want to say? We'll bring on Christopher Robbins tomorrow. Do you want to come say hello to everybody? Get it, come back here.
Hello, everybody.
Christopher Robbins, Mr. Soul Degree here. Oh, God, you're touching me. Oh, God! Anything you want to say?
No.
Chris is so steady. He's a Buddhist, so he literally is so chill about the whole thing. I keep saying to him, "Are you not taking this seriously?" He's like, "No, I'm not escalating things." How old? They're asking how old you are. Oakley's 14. He's going to be 15 on March 17th.
So in 2 days.
2 days. Oh my God.
They shut down Alta, by the way.
They did?
Oh my God. These guys just left Alta.
All ski mountains are closed, unfortunately.
Well, you know what? It's about time, everybody. Here's the thing I want you to understand. Everything's going to be closed. Everything. And so one of the things that, just stay with us, one of the things that I think is making everybody anxious is every time you hear something, Stratton Mountain closed, Alta Mountain closed, this one closed, it feels like another thing, another thing, another thing. You need to understand everything is going to close. That's just what's going to happen because it has to happen to level out the exposure and to flatten this spike in cases that we're going to see. And so you should expect that everything's going to close. And you should take the advice that we gave you yesterday, which is it's all about your perspective. And the number one perspective is things are going to close. You're going to be in self-isolation for 2 to 3 weeks. Even if you are in an area right now that has no cases, it's coming. And because it's the only way to prevent the spread of this is self-isolation and everybody doing their part. So, and the other perspective you need right now is it's going to get better. We will survive this. It will get better. And you know what? It's going to get better a lot faster if people start to self-isolate. The second thing that you need to have is patience. Patience with yourself, patience with your family members, patience with the clerks, patience with the TSA agents right now that are having to take temperatures at airports around the world. I think what's coming next, I don't have any inside scoop, but it would make sense to me that they ground planes for a couple weeks. That way people aren't moving around instead of trying to make TSA agents take temperatures of people. So this is coming, everybody. And that doesn't mean panic. It means just get prepared to keep yourself and your family safe. And then that way you're not surprised when you hear that a big retailer closes. You're not surprised when you hear that restaurants are closing and going to delivery only. You're not surprised when your supermarket starts restricting hours because that's what's going to happen because people won't stay put. Then the third thing you need to realize is I'm going to train you how to remind yourself every day that you're okay, how to remind yourself to stay positive, and how to see this, even the most horrible of circumstances, as an opportunity to practice compassion, as an opportunity to practice patience, as an opportunity to train your mindset to be stronger than what you're facing right now. Okay? And we're going to do this together. You may feel alone in your home. You may feel alone where you are, but you are not alone. Every single day, every day, at noon, we will be here. We will have a global community who is completely organized and supporting each other. And that's what's going to happen because that is my mission in life. It is to support you through the ups and the downs and to give you the tools so that you can face this with courage and with confidence and so that the best of you can come out. And so that's it. I have so much to share with you. I'm really excited that you're here. Please do me and your friends and your family a favor, and please share this link to this video and ask them to follow us, ask them to join us. We are going to start a Facebook group for this. We will send out the link to that tomorrow. And I'm really excited to spend these next weeks and months with you supporting one another. Anything else you want to say, Christopher Robbins? I think I'm going to make Chris start doing online meditations every day on his Facebook page.
I would just appreciate the slowdown because there's a lot to be said for this moment in time when, as you say, take the opportunity, but so often we're sort of quick to race around and not actually slow down. So there's something out there that's telling us to take a moment.
Yeah. And the thing that I keep thinking about is we've been living through one of the most polarizing periods in history. And we, for the first time in a long time, are united against something, and that is the defeat of the spread of this virus. And I think I'm reminded every day that we have so much more in common. And at the end of the day, we're all human beings, and that it makes me feel closer to everybody at a moment in time when I have been so discouraged by the divisiveness. And so I see one of my best friends saying, "Are you still wearing those sweats?" It is true. 4 days running, people, in my sweats. He just said disgusting. My teenage son. I bet you haven't brushed that Invisalign in 4 days.
Actually, I brushed it yesterday.
Just so you know, the washing machine still works.
It does
the
it?
Shower still works.
Does
so
it? Okay.
You're welcome to wear the same clothes.
Okay. All right. Slow down and enjoy the moment. All right, everybody. We're going to see you tomorrow. Here's a couple requests for you. Number one, we're going to name this show. We're going to name this show. What should we call this show? What do you think we should call the show? Put it in the comments. Ken, you want to jump on or no way? Ken's like, F you, Mom. Seriously, can you just say hi to everybody? Come on. Here's Kendall, in from LA. Not happy.
I'm going to hang out with my friends.
She's going to go hang out with her friends upstairs on FaceTime.
No.
Oh, sweetheart. No, you're not hanging out with your friends. You're not leaving. No, you're not. You're not leaving. No, Chris, she's not leaving. Chris, will you stop her? See, the drama is, she literally has her backpack and is going out the door. She's not allowed to go see her friends. Seriously, guys, you have to make decisions. You have to make decisions and stop asking questions. Literally, she's about to walk out the door. She has no idea that she is not going to see her friends right now. Period. We're done. And so the reason why is this is not a snow day. This is an isolation to protect our family and to protect your family. And so no play dates. And this means our kids are going to be ballistic, our daughters, not our son. But at the end of the day, the adults have to make the decision. I forgot what I was going to say. What was I just saying?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I have no idea.
Oh, what should we call this show?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Second thing, what do you think we should call it?
It needs to be clever.
Clever.
It needs to have something with, like, it could be like a pun with the coronavirus.
Maybe.
Maybe not. But it could
I don't
be
want
like,
it to get flagged as like fake news or something.
That's true.
The second thing is, what do you want us to talk about? What are you
Wait, Mom,
struggling
can I say hi to
with?
someone?
Yeah, what are you struggling?
Hi, Ian.
Hi, Ian. What are you struggling with? What do you want us to talk about? What do you need advice on? And you telling me what you want to talk about is super important. You know, I want to explain something because I hear somebody say she should go talk to her friends because it's going to get worse. Here's why I think that that's not a decision I'm making for my family. You're welcome to make that for your family, but for my family, here's the thing. Maisie Larkin, I miss you too, and I know your mother and I are on the same page. I would love nothing more than to let my friends go see their friends.
Bye,
I would
guys.
love nothing more than to have all the kids that have just come home from college hang out here. But here's the thing. All these kids that have just come home from college, they have been on buses, on trains, on airplanes. They have been living in a dormitory, which is essentially like a cruise ship. And most kids do not show symptoms, but they can carry the virus. And so the last thing I want to do is send my child off to go see friends because she's so desperate to see them and have her interact with 5 other kids who I have no idea where they've been, who they've been exposed to, what they've touched, whether or not they have anything. And then they come back here. And then Kendall has the virus. She doesn't have any anxiety. And next thing you know, I'm the one that has it. And I've been sitting here isolating for days, and now that's for nothing. And so here are some, for me, you have to make decisions. And it's not a popular decision. It's not a popular decision to say you can't go see your friends. You can get on FaceTime, but you're going to be in this house and in our yard and with our family for the next 2 weeks while we self-isolate. That's just the decision I'm making. You have to make decisions that work for your family. And that's the power of making a decision. If schools are still open where you are and you're not comfortable with your kids going to school, then you need to make a decision for your family. And so, again, Stop asking questions, stop ruminating, stop succumbing to the pressure of the teenagers that still want to go on spring break or still want to see their friends or don't understand what's going on, and make decisions. Maybe we will, hey Vanetta, hi Vinny, maybe we will acquiesce and let one person drive over and they can stand in the driveway 10 feet apart while I police it. But that's it. Anyway, I love you. In case nobody else has told you, let me be the one to tell you. I love you. I believe in you. I know that better days are coming. I know we're all going to get through this, and I know we're going to get through it together. And that's why I'll see you tomorrow at noon, and I'll see all your friends, and we are about to start a Facebook group, and we will send out an email. So if you're not on our newsletter list, get on our newsletter list. Go to melrobbins.com. And we'll be sending out a really awesome newsletter once a week with free resources and cool things that you can do to make this temporary moment of time where every one of us is changing our daily routine and making decisions based on the safety of ourselves and our family and the community at large. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for being here. End broadcast. Okay, I don't know how to end this. Bye, everybody. Okay, end. There we go. End now.